Okay, I'm back. I'm back. And here goes the now story time. Please continue to watch and subscribe. Subscribe. Subscribe to my nonsense. It's free. Duh. You don't need to pay any monthly fee. You can just press the button and you can see my nonsense on your feed every week. Isn't that a good deal? Okay, back to the now story time. Bye. So, I'm finally back and I'm gonna share with you a story about Shinokiya department store. It's also known as the Shinokiya department store fire. And this is gonna be a sad story because there are some fatalities. The reason why I picked this story is so I can cover some Japanese customs that caused the high number of deaths. The total death count recorded was 14 deaths, which is it's very high, not quite, it's very high. It happened on the 16th December 1932. The cause of the fire was unknown. During the fire, many saleswomen who were in kimonos were forced to jump off from 8th story. And of course there was a safety net at the bottom, but it's still 8th story. Imagine jumping off 8th story in your skirt kimono. Okay, basically kimono, it's a long traditional Japanese wear. Considering if suddenly a gust of wind blows at the kimono would be upskirt. So the Japanese saleswomen were really afraid of their skirt. When they were asked to jump from the 8th story, they didn't want to. They want to keep their modesty and they hesitated. Another thing to highlight is that usually under the kimono, women and girls won't wear underwear. So by jumping off the 8th story, the girl privates would be exposed. That would make the girl very ashamed. In order to keep their modesty intact, they didn't want to expose anything. So they choose to not jump off the 8th story. And it caused in a very bad and negative those I can't even speak anymore. Oh my god. So rest in peace, and I'm so sorry for that. I understand it's custom, so we can't say anything much about it. The aftermath of the fire, the manager told all the women who wore kimonos to wear undergarments to prevent the repeat of the situation. I have no idea why we don't wear undergarments under kimono. Let me go search. Okay, so from what I searched, kimonos are everyday wear for them. It's usually without any underwear for both females and males as to ease ventilation. I didn't know that. One of the reasons why Japanese women and men didn't want to wear undergarment under their kimono is because the Western undergarment didn't fit the Japanese silk kimono. They just felt like it was a clash of tradition and they preferred not to wear it. But after the incident, they decided to adapt it into their culture and started wearing it. So I read some forum and they say that those 14 who didn't survive the fire would have lived if they jumped off the building. There was two reasons for it. The first reason is the kimono has many layers, and even if you jump, it won't balloon like a normal skirt, so there shouldn't be a modesty problem. The second reason that the forum gave was in 1930s, many Japanese people were bathing together with mixed gender onsen and sento. Japanese culture has always been tolerant of public nudity. So there has been people using this as an excuse to validate the reason and believe that they should have jumped to save their life. The third reason is those women were too afraid. It wasn't because of the undergarment issue, but those women were very scared to jump. Picture this. Pretend you are a salesperson in a department store in 1930s. You have not seen many of this incident happening. One day there was a fire and you don't know what to do. You're a salesperson. You were not taught the safety precautions to take, and suddenly there is someone pushing you to jump off an 8th story building. Would you do it? Yes or no? Personally, I'm afraid of heights, so if someone asked me to jump off a 8-story, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even jump off a 2-story building. So imagine the fear that went through their mind. They have to jump off an 8-story building, and nevertheless it's burning around them, so it created a lot of tension and fear. That was the 3 possible reasons to the fatality of the 14 women. And this is a sad case, so let's end things off with a good note. Fun fact: this legend has been in all the firefighting manuals and textbooks to educate the history. I don't know how to end this video because I can't make a joke because it's a serious thing that actually happened. So I guess you will see me in the next episode of Now Story Time, which is next week. So please remember to subscribe. You can comment down below which story you want me to cover next. Okay, bye. Hi, this is editing now, and I just realized something. I might have said the wrong thing. So basically, in the older days, people in kimono did not wear western underpants, but they do have an underpants, and it's a different form. So what they say is kimono consists of several layers of silk rope. The bottom layer was once considered underwear. However, the rope is open at the bottom. So they do have an underwear, it's just a different form of underwear. Yeah. And another thing to highlight is that wait, I need to scroll down. Woohoo, wow, so many words. So basically, in the 1930s, various Western nations were applying pressure on Japan to westernize it and to become a Christian nation. Certain people were unhappy about silk rope, and it did not fit the Western idea of underwear. It is a conflict, and it's a story for another Now Story Time, but this is just what I want to say. They do wear underwear, it's just a different form of undergarment. Yeah. Okay, back to the story. Bye. Yo, it's Naoki here. Shirokiya department store. You have to jump off an 8-story cliff. 8-story cliff. What am I? At the forest? No. Imagine everywhere is fire. Fire. So what am I doing? So basically it is that in the